You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon TV, back at it again with another banger, my friends. So kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me. Guys, it was a really chaotic weekend of women's hoops, man. 2 top 10 matchups, 2 dominant performances. And honestly, man, it was great basketball. It showed us a lot. I love that these teams are not afraid to play these mega matchups. They're getting right to it, nobody ducking smoke, and it's just great for the viewer. So I just want to start with that before we go into it, man. And shout out to y'all just showing so much love. We cranked out a ton of content this weekend. You guys have been locked in with me, so I really appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, comment, like, share, and all that good stuff if it is your first time. So South Carolina's 43-game win streak snapped tonight, earlier today, I should say, in just a dominant performance for UCLA, man. There's no other way to put it. It was a dominant performance. They figured South Carolina out. It was a bad matchup. Um, the length. The length was a huge problem. They were bigger at every position for the most part. They were bothering shots all night long. Lauren Betts is an absolute problem. She's got to be mentioned when you talk about Player of the Year candidates, man. Lauren Betts is an issue at 6'7", and y'all kept saying it during the live broadcast, and y'all are absolutely right. This was a game where they really missed Camila Cardoso. But Lauren Betts, I mean, they brought the double team. I thought that Coach John Staley made adjustments. They did what they could, but at 6'7", man, they could not keep her off the glass. I mean, y'all saw there was times in possessions where Notre Dame was getting 4 and 5 attempts at the basket just off of Lauren Betts, creating opportunities, tapping the ball out or grabbing rebounds. They figured out that if you turn South Carolina into a shooting team, the basket shrinks. South Carolina has been getting away with slow starts to games, and it hasn't bothered them at all to start the season. But they dug themselves a hole against UCLA, and they just never were able to get up out of it, man. UCLA kept their foot on the pedal in this contest. They were hot from 3. London Jones was sensational, but they packed that lane, and they limited South Carolina to 1 shot per possession. A lot of the times, those second chance points we're used to seeing were not there. Them dominating the glass like they typically do did not happen. UCLA played fast. They got transition baskets. They packed that lane and they rebounded. They showed that if you can make the 3 ball and you can pack the lane and rebound and limit this team to 1 shot per possession, South Carolina can be beat. If you stay in attack mode and get downhill, you can get easy layups at the basket. I mean, UCLA had the perfect game plan they executed. They shot the ball sensational. They shared the basketball. They defended extremely well. I will say, too, man, South Carolina missed a lot of bunnies. South Carolina missed a lot of bunnies, man. There were a lot of layups. They were getting to the basket and just could not finish. A lot of missed shots. But there y'all go. You can look at the team stats and kind of really see how this game went. It was really one-sided, man. South Carolina continued to fight. Tessa Johnson as well as Tina Powell played pretty well. But other than that, it was tough sledding, man. They missed a lot of shots. Y'all see they shot a very uncharacteristic 36.4% from the field. Now, Tessa Johnson, Tina Powell, even Raven Johnson hit a 3. They were knocking down the threes. And I was saying at halftime that they definitely should be shooting more threes because they were giving mid-range looks. They were giving 3-point shots. They kept trying to pound in the paint and go directly at Lauren Betts chest to chest, and she was laying people out. She was blocking shots. She was bothering shots. It was not the right strategy. But they did knock down the three. Not a lot of trips to the free throw line. Only 8 free throws shot. They didn't really shoot free throws to the third quarter. It felt like they were out rebounded, 41-34, largely in part to Lauren Betts, Janiah Barker, Tamia Gardner. Like this front court for UCLA, man, they got size everywhere, even on the wings, like Gabrielle Arquez. They have Kiki Rice was on Tahina Pow Pow. The length absolutely bothered her. Turnovers, they had 13. They won the turnover battle. They forced 17 turnovers. But it was they lost the assist battle 16-13. UCLA had 5 blocks. UCLA was the more physical team. They were the aggressor. They came out and punched South Carolina in the mouth and didn't really look back. Looking at it for South Carolina, stats up here for y'all. Like I said, man, Tahina Pow Pow played extremely well. She made some big shots. She did her best. They cut it to single digits before they went down 20. She was doing her best to keep them in this game. She had 18 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. There was a lot of over dribbling in the lane. Usually those guards penetrate. They're either going up with it or they're looking to dump it off to a big. But none of that was available. Like UCLA really shrunk the court. They shrunk the court and they suffocated South Carolina and forced them into a lot of uncharacteristic turnovers, man. Um, Tessa Johnson came off the bench shooting the ball lights out. She had 14 points, 1 assist, 3 rebounds. Played some big minutes, 25 minutes tonight. Maddie McDaniel leads the way with 4 assists. I think she came out and showed great flashes. She was aggressive. She was a spark plug off the bench. She really changed the tempo of the offense when she comes in. Like she's always attacking downhill. She was getting to the cup at will, man, and was just blowing layups, but they could not keep her out the lane. They could not keep her out the lane. But yeah, other than that, it was a quiet night, man. Joyce Edwards played fine. She played fine in limited action. She only saw 16 minutes, but she played fine. She showed versatility, was getting, she had 6 points, hit a nice mid-range jumper from the top of the key. I think her and Miriam Dowda could have been more effective in this game, given more minutes. But yeah, it was Ashton Watkins, 8 points, 1 assist, 4 rebounds. She was out there defending the best she could with Lauren Betts. She blocked some shots, bothered some shots, but it was a tough night, man. Lauren Betts is a load. They continue to try to bring that trap with Raven Johnson, with Breezy Hall, bringing whoever was on the perimeter to try to trap it. And Lauren Betts is such a good passer, man. She was just moving the basketball. There was no space for Chloe Kitts to get anything going in the paint. Very quiet night for her. That paint was plugged up. Chloe Kitts, I think, should have been more aggressive. She did take some mid-range jumpers, and they weren't falling. But I definitely think, man, in my opinion, that they could have taken more the mid-range jumpers were there. Take what the defense gives you. I would like to see Chloe Kitts be a little bit more aggressive, but she was getting smothered, man. There was no room, no breathing room in that lane, man. They were locking that paint up. Sanaya Fagan, quiet night, 4 points, 1 rebound. She did her best too against Lauren Betts, but I told y'all, man, Lauren Betts was gonna test this front court. And she absolutely did. She absolutely did. She absolutely did, man. She gave them problems. Um, I thought, I thought honestly that Lauren Betts was gonna have a really impactful game. Um, but I thought maybe the depth of South Carolina would have wore her down a little bit, and it really did. It really did, man. Um, I just think they did a good job of just guarding the paint, being physical, and rebounding the basketball. We're so used to South Carolina getting all those second chance points, and when they're not getting those points, they weren't really able to score efficiently. The bully ball did not work tonight. They played an adequate opponent that has the size to match up with them, and it was a bad matchup. It really was. SCW Gamecocks wasn't a number one ranked team. Yeah, they still got to figure some stuff out. They still got to figure some stuff out. Kent, welcome in. Lucy, welcome in. You think Paige got what it takes now to play against Caitlin Clark? Glad she getting out from under Gino. Yeah, Yeah, Paige is gonna be a star. I think she's gonna win Rookie of the Year in this class. I think if she does go to Dallas, like they're gonna be a title contender. I think she'll have a really nice transition to the WNBA. But yeah, Caitlin's great too. We all know. I'm excited to see them go at it. Same high school class. They've been teammates with Team USA. So yeah, that'll be fun. Paige Beckers is the real deal. Um, yeah, I think we gotta start talking about Lauren Betts seriously though. Like, oh my goodness. Yeah, you Saheed, you ain't lying. You are not lying. UCLA. If you beat the man, you should beat a man. Metaphorically speaking, if you beat, you know what I mean. If you beat the woman, you should beat a woman. Yep, I'm totally there with you, Saheed. Welcome in. South Carolina, I think it's good not to go too crazy about these early season matchups because it's good not to overreact because neither one of these teams will look like they did tonight when March comes. Both these teams will look completely different. There's still so much to figure out. The season's so young, but it's just fun to see these matchups, and I'm grateful that they play them out because iron sharpens iron at the end of the day. But looking at it, Lauren Betts, 11 points, a game high, 14 rebounds. She dominated the glass. She blocked shots. She was just an enforcer on both ends. She's super skilled. She had 4 assists, found shooters when they brought the double team. I think it's going to get her in trouble, though. The same thing that kind of bothered Zach Edey. She got to keep the ball up high. They were stripping her a few times. Like, she's got to keep the ball up high. You 6'7". Keep that ball up in the sky when you get it. But she was really effective, played 37 minutes, showing, I mean, she played the most minutes of anybody in this game, showing that the endurance is on another level. She's in the best shape she's ever been in. She was physical, very skilled, great footwork. She's so physical, like, I love how she's able to establish position. You cannot box her out. She is so good at establishing the inside position and crashing the glass. I mean, she is so talented. I really think she's gonna be a stud. They got her going to the fifth pick to the Valkyries in the WNBA draft. That would be a big pick for them. I was worried Kiki Rice fully cleared. She hadn't started a game this season. Got her first action against Arkansas last week. And she looked really good. She's played off ball a lot now that they have Alina Arencialo, the freshman out of Finland, played exceptional. So now Kiki Rice can kind of play off ball more and just kind of slash and cut, catch and shoot. She had 11 points, 3 assists, 1 rebound. Still showing the playmaking. I thought that I honestly, if Kiki Rice doesn't play in this contest, I was already kind of writing UCLA off. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't sure if she would be 100%. How she would look if she would be rusty, and she looked really good. Her length on defense bothered Tahina Pau some. I think she's a big guard, great playmaker, can score the basketball from anywhere. And now they have the freshman Arnsalo that can really score the basketball. She was fearless out there, went 5 of 8, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, doesn't turn the basketball over. She absolutely does not look like a freshman. She gives them a different dynamic. And then they went crazy in the portal, bringing in Tamia Gardner, who coming into the game was shooting 58% from three. Janiyah Barker, athletic, offense progressing every game. I think she's definitely a potential lottery pick. Gets up the floor really well. Can shoot the basketball with confidence. Just really guards multiple positions. Active on the glass. She played a really good game as well. Coming off the bench, she was a big spark plug. Gabriela Jaquez, another big guard, multi-sport athlete. She had 11 points, 1 assist, 3 rebounds. London Jones came in and shot the lights out from three. And she went 4 of 5, or 5 of 6, one, but 15 points for her. She was out there getting busy. They left her open a couple of times. She had a little step back off a jab step. Like, man, they shot the ball really well. Like UCLA, it was a total team effort. It was a total team effort. India's gonna miss Maddie Westbelt. Yeah, yeah, and I mean, look how good they looked with her. Look how good they looked with her, man.